It is impossible to talk about Dominik Windisch 2018 without talking about the Pyeongchang Olympic Games. However, the story of the two-time bronze medalist in Korea started long before, when things did not seem to head to Olympic glory.
Yes, last year it was really difficult. At the beginning I had very good competitions and very bad competitions, and mostly the good competitions were in the relays, so the individual competitions were not so good. And unfortunately we found out the problem at Antholz, so it was a little bit late, but better late than never. So it was important before the Olympics, and we found out that my diopter at the rifle was blocked, and with difficult conditions with the wind, and I did some clicks, it didn't react, and I made many mistakes.
But even when things were not going as planned, the Italian had a way to keep himself far from negative thoughts. Far from snow and shooting ranges, he kept cultivating his hobbies.
For me it's good because I like to do something, and also with my hands, and maybe it's also good for my sport because I can do some modifications also at the rifle. If I have problems there, I do some works, and if there is something at the pieces you hold the rifle, I can do something, and it helps really because you have much of free time in winter. And so I like to watch movies, but you can't watch movies the whole day. So also I do if I do something, some little works, it's always if I'm inspired, and my inspiration, it's mostly of the time it's for gifts for other one. So like I make some gifts for my girlfriend, and so I can think about her during I do my works. And my favorite hobby is drawing. I like to draw mostly faces, like portraits. And sometimes, so it's a new hobby, it's wood sculpturing. It's because of my father. He made some figures for nativity for Christmas, and it's one of my dreams in the future to make one by myself. But at the moment I'm still a beginner, so I start with some little works. The inspiration just comes maybe if I see some things in movies or something. Like I made a little heart of wood, and I saw this in the movie The Illusionist. That was a really long work because I think I started on December and I ended the work at the World Championships in Pyeongchang. And so it was really long, but it's not that I work there the whole time. So it's maybe only if I'm on competitions, and not always. It's difficult to explain, but it can take a little bit. Some drawings I started, and maybe during the project I didn't have so much time, so maybe it stopped, and it's still half finished now. And maybe in the future I go back to this work. Then there were other projects, maybe they are during just 1 day or 2 days, and other projects were like 3 months. And I don't know, it depends of the idea. I like to do it during the winter because I can relax and think on other things, and it helps me to relax.
However, his woodcraft passion had to be paused during the Olympic Games.
In Pyeongchang I couldn't bring there all my stuff. I couldn't bring there knives and something, so it was better to don't do anything. But we were a nice group there and we could visit the Olympic village, and we did many other things like solving some riddles, and so we had to think about this, and it was good.
Yet he was able to get through the week prior to Pyeongchang with a serene state of mind, and eventually it paid off.
I don't know, it's really strange because you are very nervous before the competition, and it's the same because normally the competitions are the same as all the other ones, but maybe it's because you have like 1 month of preparation because before the Olympics, so you have more time to think about it, you have more interviews, and everybody speaks with you about the Olympics, and so maybe you are a little bit nervous. But this time I was very lucky because I had this problem with the diopter and with the wind. So when I came to Pyeongchang, I tried a lot to work with clicks, to learn how much it changes, and that was important because there were much wind, so I knew perfectly what to do. I knew exactly how many clicks to give during the competitions, and so I could think only about this. I had like a problem to solve, so you have something to think about, and maybe it was better so you don't think about bad thoughts, and at the end it helps. Maybe it was the little secret.
After a bronze medal in the sprint, Windisch helped the Italian mixed relay defend the third place of 4 years before, proving to be one of the toughest relay teams of the tour.
I don't know if it's the key, but I think teamwork is very important, and we are a very good team also during the year, and we don't make pressure between us, so also before the competitions we know exactly how to talk with the other one to don't make pressure, and I think that's important, and also to give everything for the team, and so yeah, I think it works very good.
And this was true, not only for the mixed relay, with the Italian men team taking a relay podium after 6 years in Oberhof, also thanks to a perfect leg by him.
Yes, Oberhof was really crazy. It was so much fog, and I did 0-0, and I couldn't see if I hit the targets, so I just hear the sound, if it's cling, cling, and then I watched on the screen to control if I did 0, and then I went on the track, so it was really crazy.
But for how great past successes are, Windisch is looking forward to more results, and with the Italian elite team, he is training hard for the next seasons.
This is the most important time because you make very high intensity training, because after in autumn you go on the glacier, and so in the high altitude you can't train this hard. So this is the most important thing now, also to keep on attention to don't do overtraining because that's also important. And then we go on the glacier for skiing, and then to Norway for the last training before the World Cups, and yes, then it's important to relax and to start the World Cup season. It's really strange because the last year you always start from Norway, or we are going to Norway for the training camp, the last training camp before the season, and sometimes you go directly to Östersund, And when you are in Norway, it's like you get the same feeling every year that now the season starts. But this time it's strange because then you turn back to Italy, and then we prepare 1 week in Italy and go just to Pyeongchang. And I think it will be a little bit different, but at the end it doesn't change for the competitions, just for the feelings maybe. But yeah, it's also good to change something.
And the season about to come will mark the return of the BMW IBU World Cup to North America, where Windisch has enjoyed one of his greatest moments in his career.
Yes, and that's cool. I like America, and I really like these places also to go there. It's a different nature, the people is a little bit different, and it's always good to have new or different experience. So I think it's good to change the focus during the season, and so this is always funny to go there and amazing, and I have good memories. I remember that I woke up very early because of the time difference to Europe. And normally we sleep very long in the winter, and this time it was so early, and I was like sleeping in the bus when we went up to the stadium. And so when I was there, I was always still relaxed on the shooting range because maybe I was still sleeping. But maybe it was the secret. And yes, but it was a nice day, and I can remember like everything of this day.
But the thoughts of Windisch as well as his teammates are often looking even further ahead, as Antolz will host the World Championships in 2020.
Of course, it's one of the most important things of the career of every athlete to have the World Championships at home. And I was there the last time 2007 like a pre-runner, so then it was my big dream to go to start one time at the World Championships in Antholz, and now this dream can be true. And yes, of course, it's amazing, and for us it's like a little Olympic, because the Olympics you can have every 4 years, but the World Championships at home you have only once during your career. Actually, I think about to work good. I made some little changes for standing shooting, but nothing really big. So I just try to train well, and this year we had a big change with our coaches. So I think also they have to learn how our system works, and I think they do a good job. But we will see in winter if everything is good, and so we will try to continue, or we will see next year what to do better.
The story of Windisch is a tale of resilience and patience. The story of a normal guy who knows his strengths and is ready to surprise most.